Today I'm going to give you some easy tips on how to make your home stand out from the rest by preparing for the professional photographer in advance. And we're starting now. I'm Lisa Salt with RE/MAX Vernon Salt Fowler, and today we're going to talk about a few easy tips on how to get your home in picture-perfect shape before you have your professional photos taken to put your home on the market. But before we do, please make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and like this video as we're posting new videos every single week, and we would love to have you as a subscriber. On this channel, we give you the straight goods on Vernon and the North Okanagan, our ultimate Four Seasons paradise. Whether you're moving in 9 days or 90 days or just curious about the area that we call home, be sure to call, text, or email and just add salt. At the end of this video, I'm going to show you how to download our free brochure about professional photo shoot tips. As we know, you never get a second chance to make a first impression, so it's important to make that first impression of your home count when it hits the market. So let's start off with some suggestions that I have for you for up to 1 week before the photo shoot actually happens. So the first thing you want to do is start by tidying up the landscaping. You do want your home to be welcoming and exciting to attract buyers to your home, and the exterior photos are likely the first photos that the buyers are going to see. And if you want to sell your home faster and for more money, the curb appeal has to be appealing. So tidying up the landscaping, it's a really big deal. If you have a bunch of weeds in your lawn or in your flower beds or around the house, get rid of those. It's something that you can do for free yourself. Maybe you could even go so far as to put in some fresh mulch, plant some seasonal flowers, brighten it up a little bit. Definitely mow the lawn. This may sound simplistic, but you would be surprised as to how many people don't know how important that is. The other thing around here in the sunny Okanagan that I think it's a must do is to water your lawn. Yes, I know that watering the lawn can be expensive. However, it could make the difference between selling your house for thousands and thousands of dollars more when your house presents itself better when the lawn is nice and green and healthy looking rather than brown and dismal and gross. The lawns around here get scorched by that Okanagan summer sun like crazy. And actually, speaking of Okanagan summers, if you have a pool, then make sure that you clean the pool from debris and have it professionally opened. Another important part of the exterior of your home is the driveways, the patios, the decks, and even the actual exterior of the house. If those things aren't clean, then make sure they're pressure washed. Clean the windows, that's important too. Note that all these things are things that you can do yourself. Well, maybe, I don't know if you have a pressure washer, but maybe you could borrow one or rent one from a friend. But it can make a big difference on the exterior of your home. Now, when we go inside, organizing the rooms by removing all the clutter is another easy and really free way for you to make your home more appealing to buyers. By removing that clutter, and I mean, we all have clutter, you can make your home look more spacious, and more spacious homes allow buyers to visualize their own furniture in your home, and that can result in more money in your pocket. One of my pet peeves actually is burnt out light bulbs in a house. It's one of the easiest things that can be replaced or repaired with very little money. Just take some elbow grease to replace those burnt out lights. And a bright house is infinitely more appealing than a dull and dark house. And even if you don't have a ton of windows, you can make your house really nice and bright with some bright, the maximum wattage light bulbs. Make sure that you replace all those twirly bulbs too with LEDs or incandescents at least, or something that lights up immediately. When you're living in your house, it doesn't matter to you that you have to wait 10 seconds or whatever it is for the light bulb to brighten up. But when a buyer's looking at your house, again, it's that first impression. They don't want to wait that 10 seconds. They're not going to. They're going to flick on the light. And if they think it's really dark, they're going to flick it off, walk away, and potentially buy something else. I know that may seem extreme. However, I'm telling you, I've seen it happen. Make sure you change out your light bulbs to the brightest bulbs that you can, and make sure that they're letting off a nice, comfortable light. The other thing I do is dive in for a deep clean on your walls and your windows so that you have a nice pristine look on the inside. You don't want grime and dirt and goop on your walls and windows. It turns people off. If you have to, repaint the walls. Again, that's something that you can do relatively inexpensively and maybe on your own. And that's especially if you have colors that aren't really exciting to the masses. If you have black or purple or hot pink walls, I mean, you may love that, but many may not. And also any hideous wallpaper, I would advise it be replaced or covered over. So those are a few things that you can do in advance of the photo shoot, maybe up to a week or even 2 in advance. And then there's other things that you can do on the day of the shoot. So on the day of the shoot, on the exterior of your house, you can park your car away from the driveway or away from the front curb. We want the photographer to be able to take a picture of the house without your vehicle in front. If it's in the garage, fine. But another one of my pet peeves is having exterior pictures of a house with a car in front. Nobody wants to look at your car, they want to look at your house. Put the garbage cans out of sight. If they're in the garage, again, no problem. But sometimes, people have them like right out front and they're front and center in your exterior picture, the first thing that a buyer sees. Unfortunately, oftentimes the photographer either won't feel comfortable enough to move them or he just doesn't notice. So if you can put them somewhere where they're out of sight, out of mind, that would be great. Clear the garden hoses and the sprinklers, etc. away from the view as well. And then if you can stage your patio in such a way that all your cushions are on the furniture, light your fire pit when the photographer gets there and just make sure that the wind hasn't disheveled all your furniture and it's all over the place. Make sure it's nice and staged out there and looks great for the photos. The thing you have to remember is once the photographer is gone, that's it. You only get one chance. So make sure you make it count. The other thing I would recommend is if your home is being listed in the fall, remove any leaves that have fallen around the exterior as best as you can. So inside, especially in the kitchen and dining area, make sure that you put everything that isn't used every day away in your cupboards. Make sure your countertops are gleaming. You don't want any stains or leftover food from last night's dinner all over. And again, get rid of all those items on the countertops that include things like sponges and dish soap, dishes, rags, bottles, all those sorts of things. The fridge is a popular place for things like magnets, stickers, photos. Remove all those from the fridge for photography day, please. You don't want people to look at your stuff and you don't want it to be all personalized and cluttered up. If you're so inclined, it would be great to place like a fresh bowl of fruit and a vase of flowers to stage the kitchen really quickly and easily. And it's always nice to do the dining room table as well, like set it up with a centerpiece and cutlery and plates. Again, these are all things that you can do for yourself for free. In the bedrooms, you want to tidy up the closets and remove any extra clothing so the storage spaces look large and as spacious as possible. There's really nothing more unattractive in pictures than a messy closet. You want to make sure the beds are nicely made, fluff the pillows, put the shams on, and clear all that clutter away from your dresser and end tables and all over that room as well. Bathrooms now, much the same as the kitchen. You want to get rid of all that clutter, clean off the countertops, and make sure all that extra stuff like your bath products, shampoo, things like that is put away in the cupboards for the photos. I would hide the trash cans somewhere, keep the toilet lid closed, and if you have some nice clean new towels or any little bit of frou-frou staging that you can put in there, it always looks nice in a bathroom. And again, you want the bathroom, especially the bathroom, to be as bright as possible. So if you have any burnt out vanity lights, make sure that they are replaced and as bright as possible. In fact, you want the whole house to be as light as possible, so open all the drapes and the blinds. Turn on all the lights because a photographer may not be able to figure out where all your lights are. And then of course you want to sweep or mop or vacuum the floors, make it as clean as possible. Another thing actually that often gets left out by accident are things like cords and cables and chargers for your cell phones. You want to hide that stuff, remotes for your TVs, all that stuff, put it in a drawer. At least for now, and I would highly recommend putting things like pet bowls, pet toys, beds for your dog or your cat away for the photo shoot. And by the way, speaking of pets, photographers often carry a lot of large and bulky equipment that your dog or cat might not be super comfortable with, so you might want to take your pet out of the home right before the shoot so they don't freak out. And that's about all I have to say about that. Please make sure to download our folder with all these professional photo shoot tips, and the link is below in the comments. Good luck with photo day.